What's going on, everybody? Jenny, back.
Hey,
What
how
you
are
doing?
you?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Where's FD?
I invited him. Hopefully, he's coming in soon.
Says he's here. Yeah, he's here.
What's up, everyone?
Look at all these people rolling in.
I know.
Hey,
I'm gonna invite FD one more
yeah.
time.
I usually invite myself. I'm like,
I know. Wouldn't be a team without you. Are you ready to host this week?
oh
Are
my
you ready?
gosh, my heart. It's like,
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna hold it down for
I'm
us.
also very
Definitely
tired. We just got
gonna hold it
back.
down for
So,
us. I
yeah.
was. Well, we'll
Yeah,
wait
we'll
till
talk
after you
about
get
it when FD gets on.
Let's see request. Oh, I gotta accept them.
See, we're getting better
Yeah,
though. I was on
yeah,
quicker this time.
yeah. 901. FD is in the building.
What's going on? Hey, can y'all hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. All right. What's happening?
Look, it's the
What's happening? What's happening?
team.
Well, we're gonna turn it over to you, Jenny. It's your show.
All right,
MC?
y'all. Woo
All right.
woo! Let's go. All right, so today is Friday, March 15th, and this is the Every Other Week Cardboard Show.
Yes.
We are actually the hobby experience from three different perspectives. If you notice, it's me, Jenny Marie, then there's FD,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's Samuel up there, and
Yeah.
we are going to talk about some topics and some things that happened this week or the last couple weeks, actually, and have a battle and some other fun stuff. So let's get this started. All
Undefeated
right.
right now. Undefeated.
All right.
Okay.
I know. Well, I mean, we've only had one, so it doesn't count.
Just call it like I see it.
All right. So, Samuel, what has been happening in your cardboard world in the last 2 weeks?
So I went to the Philly show last weekend. It was a blast. Got to participate in trade night with my boy Marino, and it was awesome. It was cool. Got to do some giveaways and chat with some kids who are coming up in the hobby. And I actually got a Zion case and some cards for one of my students who's a female. Her name
I
is
saw that.
Giovanna, and she
Yeah.
collects. And
Yeah.
she was super excited to get that Zion case by eBay and some wax that was inside. She had the biggest smile on her face, and I'm so happy for her. But other than that, I'm just writing, creating content, and I'm writing a lot of like hobby articles and
Mhm.
preparing for my Tops debut,
Your new
and looking
career.
forward to that. Yeah,
Cool.
and I'm going to check out the Cherry Hill Expo
Awesome.
tomorrow for a little bit.
What is the Cherry Hill Expo?
It's a part of the Fishtown Card
Okay.
Show. Yeah, they just do it in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So it's like a hop and skip across the Ben Franklin Bridge
Yeah.
for me.
I have to get all caught up on those East Coast names
Yeah.
and terms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So FD, what you been up to?
Well, I went to the Burbank Card Show. What was that? 2 weeks ago or so. It was a great show.
Mhm.
Um, had a chance to submit a card, an Otani card, and I had a chance to buy a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander card, and then really meet a lot of different people and just walk around and talk to people. And like I have a different strategy this year where I try to go to shows and I want to say condense my time, but I remember we used to go to every day of every show, and now I try to go to a full day and maybe a half a day of another day, and just try to challenge myself to meet as many people as possible and talk to them and see what's going on and try to learn some things. I try to set a goal to learn 2 or 3 things throughout the entire show that I never knew before, and it was good.
I can.
What I
I
did
can.
see. What's
Yeah.
that?
I'm sorry. I was about to say I can relate to that. That's how the Philly show was for
Yeah.
me. Just meeting a lot of people.
To me, if you meet a lot of people, you open your mind to learning something. I never walk away from a show saying it was a bad show. I don't care if it's 5 tables or whatever it is. There's something there that can benefit me. Um, I felt like I saw a lot of Luca being sold and just a little bit of Shea being sold.
Mhm.
I don't know the correlation that people will say. So, but yeah,
Okay.
what about you?
I literally just got home from Dallas. went to
Okay.
the Dallas Card
You
Show
are a
yes,
trooper, Jenny.
yesterday and today. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were gonna make it. Traffic was dumb. We were stuck in Dallas for like 3 hours trying to get home, but it was worth it. I mean, kind of like what you're talking about, FD. Today was all about networking. I mean, granted, I got, like I picked up this Josh Young auto. Look at that. And that
Oh,
fire.
Nice.
all right.
Yeah.
So I picked up.
And, we looked, we got some more Ernie Banks towards our tops collection, but
So the
today
SGC
was
guy?
what?
Yeah. The SGC9 you got?
Yeah.
Ernie Bank?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it was it a 6? It might have been, I think there was a 6 and a
Okay.
5. I don't know.
It's nice.
Yeah. But,
hey, Jenny,
um,
it seems like you've been getting a lot of vintage lately after that shellacking last week.
yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. Well, so today was really about just hanging out, getting to know everybody. We did submit some cards to SGC while we were there, so we could avoid the whole, shipping from our house. And I submitted a Clay Thompson,
Mm.
put him in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
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 I'm not worried about his like value, or I'm not gonna sell it, but I knew he looked sweet in a tuxedo, so I was like, let's do it, right?
That's
All
dope.
right.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Also, so I don't know if y'all know who Papa
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
is.
Papa Jim.
Yes.
Yeah. So I actually had him, I reverse Uno'd him, and I asked him for a photo because he wanted my photo, which he's going to put up on his ceiling. But I was like, hey, bring me one. And then I made him sign it. So yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, yeah. Otherwise, that was my last couple days. I'm wore out, tired, but it was worth it.
Well, we appreciate you being here and holding us down.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's
All right, let's see. I guess we can move along to our main topic. I had chosen to talk about best platforms to buy and sell cards. I've kind of seen a lot of different things pop up,
mm-hmm.
and I am really familiar with eBay, maybe a couple other little ones, but I wanted to know y'all's opinion on what you really know or what you use to buy and sell your cards. So, FD, why don't you get us started?
Well, I really like eBay a lot, but I try to take. I look at eBay as no different if I was buying a card with a person in person. So if there's something I want to see, if I want to see more pictures, I ask for them. If I want to know some nuances about the card, I'm going to ask for it. If I want to take it out and behold it at its end and show me corners, edges, surface, I'm going to ask for that. If I want to negotiate the price, I'm going to try to get in a conversation with them. I'm not really just trying to come at them on price, but if I felt like that price should be lowered, I'm going to hit them with some comps that I've seen other places, some pictures of it, and then try to drive the price down and see if we can come to a reasonable agreement. So I look at eBay as no different than if I'm standing in front of a person, because when I go to a table and I see a price on a card, it's just a suggestion to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
good advice. That's good advice.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. eBay, I'm just really familiar with too. I buy, I sell. There's a lot of stuff I'll buy on eBay that after I get it home, I'm like, okay, well, just gonna flip this over and resell it because it's just not gradable. Like at least at the card shows, you can look at the cards, you can judge the card, you can feel the card, and you can decide. But on eBay, you can kind of take that risk, right? But that's where I do all my selling, all my buying. I know there's a couple other platforms like ComC, but ComC, I don't sell, but I was buying.
Yeah.
But we actually submitted something in December, and we've missed, I think, the Major League Baseball PSA deal. So we, bought all these cards in December to submit for that. It just now got shipped. We emailed ComC. We're like, yo, ComC, where are our cards? And basically, there was a sickness or illness at the factory, and just got the notification that we were getting the cards. So that was a little frustrating because when you're planning for something specific, like the Major League Baseball special with PSA, we wanted those cards for that. Now we missed it. Now we're going to get these cards. So kind of bummer, but it is what it is. So Samuel, what about you?
Well, first, shout out to everybody who's tuning in tonight. We really appreciate y'all. You know that sign that you guys always see at card shows, I'm always buying.
Mm-hmm.
that's me. I am a buyer. I have not sold anything since I came back to the hobby. I don't know. I don't have the bandwidth for that world, and I respect everybody who do it because it's a it's a hustle that I truly honor and respect. And whenever I buy something from someone in person, I never try to beat them up because I understand some people are doing this to make a living. Um, so for me, I always use eBay. I only use Instagram when I like truly know the person. That means we've like talked on DMs, we liked each other posts, we've had conversations beyond Instagram, and it just so happened I saw a card and I'm like, hey, let's do a trade, or if you selling it, I buy it. But I am in the buy-in phase, and I like giveaway cards, but I am not a seller at all. I don't even know what that world looks like. So respect to everyone who does it. But it's eBay for me all day.
Right, right. It seems like that's kind of the common thing. I haven't really seen anybody pop up in the chat on anything different, but I think that's what everybody's really familiar with. There's just so many different. I mean, even like there's my card post, there's whatnot, there's StockX. I mean, there's all different kinds of things, and I tried to pull some up and really get some more details, but just stick with eBay
Well,
right
what
now,
Yeah,
right?
I will say is that if I have a relationship with someone, I'll leverage that relationship through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put several cards
yeah,
where someone that I know has said, yeah, that person is a good dealer, and they stand on their word, and their price is what their price is, and they'll ship the card promptly.
yeah,
So to me, it's almost just like buying on eBay,
yeah,
and we cut some of the extra costs that are involved. So I've done that maybe about 4 or 5 times, and it's worked out each
yeah.
time. So if you have a great relationship with someone and you trust they're vouching for someone and they can speak on that person's behalf, you
Mm-hmm.
can find some great cars sometimes that don't never hit eBay.
No, that's facts. When I was building my 1986 87 Flair Premier set, um, my last few cards came from like it was the week of National, and like people I'd like did Wax Museum podcast show, and he was at Nationals and he talked to a bunch of people, and he hit me up and said you should connect with this person, and I got like a couple of cards, and even somebody sent me a card for free. It's that leveraging of relationships is key, and it's something I think everybody should tap into, especially when you got relationships with people on Instagram.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually just did my first trade on Instagram last week with the Babe Ruth collector. It was actually somebody who had recently kind of knew what my PC was and sent me free cards. And then I also sent him and his son, just kind of free cards. So we had already established that relationship of trust
Yeah,
back and forth. And then he knew that he had some Patty Mahomes and stuff. And he was like, hey, I'll do a trade. Do you have these? And I was like, actually, yeah, I have this. And we were able to work out the trade, and we already had that relationship that we had
yeah,
went back and forth. So that was my first big actual deal on Instagram, but I
Mhm.
had faith in it because we had that
yeah.
relationship. So it worked out. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
just looking at the chat, SL underscore PC underscore said PWCC weekly auction is solid.
I've
Oh yeah,
seen that
So
one too.
I
Yeah.
haven't used it before, but I'll give it a shot.
I bought one card off PWCC. It's a little bit different bidding uh, setup, but again, this is another place where you can probably find some cars because I think cars go through tiers, at least
Yeah,
from what I witnessed. And once cars get beyond eBay, they usually go to PWCC or Heritage or keep
Right.
moving to Golden. So maybe if you buy some cars, and then some people find some cars on PWCC that are just at a cheap
yeah.
price, and they
Mm-hmm.
just go ahead and grab them. I know I talk to Big John a lot. Shout out to Big John, and he tells me a lot. He's on PWCC roaming, and he's finding some stuff.
Well, that's awesome. All right, y'all. It is PC card of the week time. So I think we have, I'm first. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. All right.
Go for it.
This isn't battle, but I still get good props. This is one of my favorite cards in my PC. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Little Dennis Rodman here. I actually got this for a really good deal. Way too good of a deal. I think I got this card for like 35 or $40 just because
That's a
I was really
clean
nice.
Dennis Rodman.
I
I
know.
like the
This is one of my,
throwback PSA label.
yes, I know. It's great. So anyways, that's mine. And now we need to see Samuel's.
So I had a modern card, but when I was at the Philly card show, I had a modern card that I was going to show as my PC. But when I was at the Philly card show, I saw this card and it just took me back to my childhood because, we didn't have local hobby stores in my neighborhood. So when we got the opportunity to buy cards, it was at Toys R Us.
Mhm.
And it was like when you walked in Toys R Us, they had one spot for all the wax,
Mm-hmm.
all the supplies, and it was just like this big, register and counter, and everything was behind it. And when I saw this car at the Philly car show, I was like, "This is it," and it's been like on my mind all week. So it's this 1990 Toys R Us, Ken Griffey
That's
Wow.
Bipops,
hard.
and I was just
You
like,
That's
"Man, this
don't
is
great.
see that
beautiful,
often.
right?"
We got the
Um,
old school PSA too.
yeah,
Yeah.
not super expensive. It was like a $20 card, and the guy told me the amazing story about it. And like all I was just thinking about as a kid, just finding cards at Toys R Us whenever we
Yeah.
had the opportunity to go there.
Very
So
cool.
beautiful,
That
beautiful card.
that is great. That is great. All right, FD, what you got? Let me see.
Uh, I'm gonna show this Jordan 1992 Topps Archives gold card
All
that I
right.
that I've had for a
Oh,
Oh,
while.
we
yeah,
all
that's
going
nice.
90s this week.
Yeah, we did. Wow.
And what I really
Late
We need
like
some more
about
80s,
this
early
90s.
card
90s.
is
I
that
like
Mike is
that.
still playing. This is not a card after his career, a card during
And
his career.
we did not plan this.
No, we didn't. Not even a little. Not even a little.
Yep,
That is great.
one of my favorite cards. And it's hard to grade because it has color all the way to the edges on the back.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
so it's a hard
Yeah,
hard to grade, but a very
that's
cool
great.
card.
That's great. You
Whip,
you
whip.
like Beckett, right? You do Beckett a
I
lot?
like Beckett a lot, but I do grade more with PSA.
Okay.
But I like that.
Yeah.
The slab doctor said where a kid could be a kid. Whip
Toys
I
R
Whip
think
Us.
they're
said that's sweet. I've never seen that car
I
before.
haven't seen it
Yeah,
before.
it's definitely. And then he said Danny with the slab mag.
yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
great.
somebody said the goat.
That's Sasha. Yeah. Yeah. Here
The
we
GOAT.
go.
Yeah,
The
definitely
goat.
nostalgic PC cards this week.
Yep, yep. All right, now we are going to move on to Collectors on the Rise, where we talk about people that we are watching and following that we feel are important enough to mention, that are on the rise, up and coming, and just really fun to watch. So let's go ahead with Samuel first.
So when I chose this person, I was like, she's not really a collector on the rise. Like everybody knows her, but it boggles my mind that she's just not like the face of the hobby, and no one's like doing partnerships with her. She makes a lot of cool content, very authentic. She's one of my partners over at Hobby News Daily, and she writes some great articles. I know a lot of you guys know her, Kayla Collects, female sports reporter. And then, I was like, just going through her social media. She PCs the Rays, Austin Hayes, and Wally Adamas. And then she has this thing called the Norzies Network, where she like curates these personal stories about athletes. And I think everybody should check that out on her link tree because it's so awesome to see her in this space with these athletes that we all look up to, we all adore and admire, and we watch on TV. We wear their jerseys, we buy their cards, and here she is just like holding it down and asking these great questions and trying to peel back the layers of their world. And I think if an organization doesn't partner with her soon, like come on, she's a true ambassador for the hobby. And I think when it's all said and done, the hobby is in good hands with Kata Collects.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate your choice because it was like International Women's Day and it's like International Women's Week and month, and it should be just International Women's
Yeah.
Year and forever, but girl power. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. All right, FD, what you got?
Well, I might get a little controversial, but I know recently A one-on-one Wemby car was pulled. That car was pulled by an individual that reached out to NorCal Sports Cards that ended up down here in LA with PSA and getting that thing graded. And then they gave a shout out to Kurt's Card Scare about the car. But I just wanted to shout out NorCal. I've met NorCal in person, talked to them a little bit. They've always come across as good people to me. And I'm the kind of person that I like when envelopes are stretched. That's just in me. When things are challenged, to which are the norms of things. We know in sports cards, people say, hey, don't touch your card. You can't rub a card down. You can't do anything with a card. But we know in the art world, it happens every day of the week. And we also know with comic books, they're soaked, pressed, restored in some instances, and labeled as such. So this card, to me, the Wemby 101, was rather interesting because envelopes were stretched. A lot of people had questions about it. But NorCal Sports Cards just went straight ahead with what they were doing. So they get a shout out from me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good job. I actually am picking somebody that I met on Instagram. She also is on Whatnot. It's kind of like a husband-wife team, but she's the whole face of the Instagram, and her name is 222 Cards. She's really fun to watch. She's very positive, really goofy, very silly.
Great
You know,
sense of humor.
Yeah,
great sense of humor.
She is.
Yeah, and I just like her randomness. And it's kind of what I am. I know I'm getting used to this whole Instagram thing, so I'm a little shyer, but I know that I'm just going to be totally cool like her eventually. So definitely somebody to watch. And like I said, it's her and her husband, but she's like a mommy, and listening to her about her kids. She's just very real, and I appreciate that. So yeah, that is definitely
her creativity is on 1,000.
Exactly. Goals. I'm telling you, goals.
So we got
all right. So now
some people in the chat. I have an error card that I got graded, and they graded it wrong. What should I do? Bubba Shops Cards, and then SL_PCSL said, "Good job, y'all. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you. Thank you for the shout out."
Bleecker Trading
FD,
up in
you
here.
got anything about the error card?
No,
Any
I don't know if
Jenny
they mislabeled.
thoughts?
Sometimes you can reach out to PSA and have a conversation about something. I know I've submitted some cards before that I had to have a conversation with some people there, and that might be something you want to do. Reach out to PSA if you submitted it with them or whoever you submitted it with, and have a conversation. There could have been an overlook of the card being an error, and maybe you can point that out, and maybe you have some supplemental information about the card that you could let them know about.
Yeah, definitely reach
Bleecker Trading.
Bleecker
Trading gave us a high five. Appreciate you.
High five.
Dr. Slab, the Slab Doctor said PSA will reslab for free if the label is wrong.
Yeah.
Doc is on point. Yep.
Yeah, PSA just did that for me just for a crack. I mean, it was, just a crack, and I said
I would say that with
easy.
every grading company, try to build a relationship with them, with people
Yeah.
there, because sometimes there are so many we know large numbers of cars coming through that once you have that relationship, sometimes if you have some stuff that is like out of the norm, you can explain that and walk through it, and it works out.
And Bubba Shops Card said, "What's the best place to sell sports cards / Pokemon or other?"
I think that's kind of along the lines of what we were talking about with eBay, just getting really familiar with eBay, or local card shops. I guess you could take
Instagram stories if you got a good following on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, that works well too.
I've seen some people be successful with that.
Facebook groups work well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so now we are actually going to continue with the girl power, and we are going to roll into the guest of the week.
I'm excited.
I know, me too. It's our first guest of the week. Woohoo!
I just sent the invite.
You did? Okay. Hey, girl.
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, how's
This
it
is
going?
like the Jeter super collector right here.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
me. Lots and lots of Jeter cards everywhere.
I'm so glad you came on. Thank you for this. This is great. Excited to have you.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right, so let's just get right into it. So you go by Suze, right?
Yep.
That's what you would
I've been the hobby. People know me Yeah, in the hobby, people know me as Suze. It's funny because it started, just to tell the backstory to it, not that you're asking, but like 15 years ago, like it was like the heyday of blogs when it came to cards. So like we created a blog, my friend and I, and like my little nickname on it was Suze. So when I started working at Topps, people were like, "Oh, you're Suze," and I was like, "Oh, because my name is Susan." They're like, "Oh, you're Suze." So then my name forever in the hobby was Suze, and everybody in the hobby now calls me Suze, and I don't have a real name anymore.
I mean,
So
it works. It works. I honestly wasn't called Jenny Marie since 5th grade until recently, and now it's just Jenny Marie. So it just works, right? All right, let's see. Okay, so Suze, describe who you are as a collector in 5 words or less.
hoarder. It's one word.
Got that high bar. You're the first person to do this.
Yeah, I'm just a hoarder. Like I don't sell like I'm like Samuel, like I don't sell cards. So like once it comes into my collection, it's not leaving. So I love cards, I collect them. I'm not about selling cards. So like you guys are talking about like selling platforms. I'm like, cool, good for you guys. It's like I'm not about selling. It's just not I have like separation anxiety when if I like try to sell a card, so I don't even bother
Did you
anymore.
say hoarder?
Yeah, hoarder.
Okay.
Order.
Okay.
One word.
I like
One word.
it. I like it. You set the bar very high.
Definitely. Samuel, you want to do the rapid fire?
Yeah. So rapid fire, real quick. How long have you been collecting?
Boy, oh boy. Just trying to think how old I am right now. So I've been collecting for over 30 years.
Ooh.
I started collecting as a kid. One of my earliest sets I remember is like 91 Fleer, where like my mom would be like, okay, go. And this is back when as a kid, you were allowed to go outside by yourself.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, she like go buy milk and whatever else we need. I'm like, okay. And I'd go and I'd use the change and taking the change to buy packs of cards that were on the counter.
Wow.
Like this is how different life was back then.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I'm a huge Yankees fan, obviously, like the name Yanks chick. So I was just like, trying to like get the Yankee cards I can. So 91 Fleer was like the first set I remember.
Wow.
And then when I turned like 16, 17, I got a job for the first time. And thought, the best thing to do with my money is to buy baseball cards. And that's what I did.
I respect that.
Priorities.
And
Yeah.
literally now that I'm in my 40s, the best thing I do with my money is buy baseball cards. So not much has changed.
So
I
here's my
love
next
it.
question. If you can describe the hobby in one word, what would it be?
Fluid. It's
Fluid.
it's always changing. No matter like I've been collecting for 30 years. It's different then. It was different 5 years later. It was different 5 years after that. It was different last week. And basically now with social media, the way everything is, Kurt's Card Care, right? Big topic conversation. Next week, nobody's going to be talking about it, and there's going to be another conversation that's going to be happening. So it's constantly changing from what it was last week to last year to 5 years ago. So I just find it's just fluid.
All right, here's the next question. What are the most overrated and underrated subsets?
Okay. Overrated? I won't say I don't like, but overrated are those like, I don't even know what they're called. And like, I'm blanking on the name of them, but like the one, like the Hometown Heroes ones, or the home team. I know Topps has the home team advantage, but Panini made them first with like, they kind of just look like clip art of like, oh, like, what do we know about like LA? And then they just grabbed like random things and like made them cartoons and like put them on a card. I don't love them.
Okay.
They're not my favorite. Underrated UD canvas cards. For forever, I think. And the reason I'm bringing it up, I was opening hockey last night and like pulling those UD canvas cards and just remembering what UD masterpieces was like UD canvas cards are definitely underrated.
Who were you looking for when you were pulling hockey? Looking for anybody?
I'm looking for Connor Bedard. Who else?
Yeah. Okay.
So last question.
I'm a New York Rangers fan, so I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I pull some good New York Rangers cards. But of course, I was looking for Bedard. There was no other reason I was opening hocky last night.
cool.
Everybody's chasing.
Yeah.
And this is great. It goes right into the last question. What's your current chase card?
Well, my current chase card, I've opened less wax over, in the past couple of years, which is a lot more expensive than it used to be. But the card that's sort of like top of my want list is a '96 Topps Chrome Derek Jeter refractor. So that card is on the top of my want list, and so have alerts set up on every single selling platform there is for when they pop up. Hoping to find, I'm not gonna say a good deal because I just want to find a fair deal for a card.
Yeah. Be patient. That's how it was with my Wilt rookie.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come.
All right. So
final question.
Final thought. Yeah. If you were the face of the hobby for 24 hours, what 3 changes would you make?
The first one is I would get rid of exclusives. Nobody would have any exclusivities, and I would want, and so this way, all the card companies would create product, and they would essentially do well based on merit. Whoever made the best product essentially would sell the most cards, and not because they had the most money. That's number 1. Number 2, the price of blasters need to go back down to $20. Like, I'm not going to Target. Like, I used to go to Target and be like, oh, let's just drop this in the cart as I'm walking by. But now I'm like, that's $40. Like, that's a lot of money these days to just drop on a blaster where they don't even like have any type of value in them anymore.
You get like $13 worth of stuff. Yeah, if that.
Exactly. Like, now it just like it does like $20 you get away with because like kind of like you snuck it in there, but now like it doesn't balance out just as well as it used to when they're like $35-$40.
No.
And then the last part, and this is more of a me thing and less of a hobby thing, but in my past life when I was younger, I used to actually be a sports journalist. So I spent 15 years as a sports journalist before actually starting to work in the hobby. And my dream, and this is what I would do then, is to create an independent news source, based on the hobby, like writing about the hobby, deep dives in the hobby. And I actually used to write for Beckett. So like I have, I did it for a little bit, but like still as working for Beckett, there's things you can't write about and things you probably can't say because you have these partnerships. So I would create an independent news source, and that's what I would do.
Sign me up. I'm your first writer.
I need money. So it's like if becoming the face of the hobby meant I could be like independently wealthy, or maybe I should sell some of these cards that I just don't want to get rid of.
There you go. No more hoarding.
So speaking of that, you got some comments in. Someone, Chief Rip said, with all the hockey cards she ripped, she didn't sell or get rid of any.
Nope, they are sitting in a box right now, and except the two Bedard inserts we pulled, those got put into top loaders. Everything else got put into a box.
Whip Rip said, Sue's 2024, hands up, laughing emoji.
Woo. That's awesome.
And then Hurt So Good 315 said, I just hit a fast break rookie Evan Mobley disco auto.
Oh wow.
Evan Mobley.
Big card.
Mm-hmm.
Big card.
Well, Suze, thank you so much. You were an amazing first guest of our podcast.
Thank you.
I'm so thankful.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Girl, you did it. Yeah. I'm
very grateful
for you.
I don't know how you do it, Samuel, but I'm like, now it's late for me and I'm going to probably go to bed. So, because I'm in New York. So I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah,
y'all East Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
All right. Take care. Bye.
That was a great guess.
It was awesome.
She did an awesome job. Shout out to Suze.
Yeah, that was great.
I was following her when I first came back to the hobby and created my Instagram account.
Yeah,
so I saw her Jeter thing and I was like, yeah, that's somebody to follow.
I knew she.
I was so excited to meet her at the National, and I think she was like, "Man, he's really excited to meet me." I was really excited.
No, she's
so make
great.
sure y'all go follow Yank Chick.
Yes, please. She's great. I'm glad we set the bar high on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Y'all got to follow up now. All
Look
right.
Again, that great invite. That was a great invite.
Awesome.
Thank you. I mean, I had to do well. All right.
And a lot of wealth of knowledge, just her 3 things. The first one was like on point. That makes so much sense.
Oh yeah.
Makes so much sense.
That's why I knew
very logical.
Yeah. I knew she'd be interesting. She'd be a great first guest, So now we're going to roll into our battle, y'all. So I think that's next. Is that not next? Yeah,
That's
that's
next.
next.
I'm
That's
trying to
next.
go. I'm trying to stay
Oh,
undefeated.
So
you won't.
what
You
did we
won't.
decide? Loser goes first or winner goes first? I can't
No, losers
remember.
go first.
So I had the
That means
lowest. I had the lowest total, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you had the donut. You had the donut. We gotta help FD out.
All right.
So this,
FD
Come
so
had
on,
this
the
is the
FD.
donut.
this is the card that I picked up at the Burbank show. It's a 2018 Panini Optic Shea blue jersey. It's a jersey number color match.
Mm.
PSA 10 out of 99, pop 14.
With
Oh,
modern.
yeah.
With the auto
Yeah, that's
too.
fire.
Oh
Wow.
man. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh
Are we gonna see
man.
what's up this week?
Oh man, you might make me go on my bag, FD.
All right.
That's
Well,
a
I
big
guess
card.
I'm the next loser. So, all right. I'm just gonna let's see.
Oh,
How about?
Jackie.
Why you do that?
Oh,
You
I
taking a play out
know.
of my book.
1950 at
You
tops.
taking a
Look at that.
play out of my
Hold up.
book. Oh, that's a
That's
beautiful
real.
card.
I
That's a
mean, you know,
beautiful card.
you learn, right? And I was like, oh well, that's fine. I've got something
That's
that
a
cool.
beautiful
So
card.
beautiful card in a nice slab.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. All right, Samuel, what you got?
So originally I was gonna go with my heart and go with another vintage card because I picked up this beautiful Nate Archibald 72 tops that was just gorgeous. But then I saw this other card that I just got in a big trade, and it's Bring the Heat. So I'm gonna bring the heat. And it's the 1998-99 tops East West, the big boy, Jordan on the
Wow.
front, Kobe on the back.
Kobe on the back.
That
Yeah.
is a sweet card, yeah.
So I had to
Nice.
bring the fire. Beckett,
Very
That
nice.
is nice. All right. Well, you know what that means, y'all. We're going to be putting a post out where
everybody
everyone
vote.
can vote.
Hold your cards
And
up. Everybody vote.
and
Try to
choose
go
the
2-0.
winner of our cardboard battle.
2-0.
Right?
I'm trying to go 2-0.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, we haven't gotten kicked off Instagram Live yet.
Now,
No,
And
I
we are
think
not an
we're
hour.
a good
So
time. We're a good
we're
time.
doing good. Yeah, we're doing good. All right. So our next segment is going to be the question of the night. And the question of the night was, if a collector were visiting your specific area, what local hobby store would they visit and why? And Samuel, you are going to go first.
So this was very hard for me because I love all the local hobby stores in my area. I did that, work of building like great relationships with them, connecting with them. Oftentimes just going there, sitting and talking, having conversations and learning history about cards, life, everything. And also like spending some money too, because we got to support our local hobby stores.
Yeah.
And this was hard for me, so I hope anybody who knows me in this area who is a local hobby store owner, they're not in the room right now. But the one I chose was Knuckleball Sports Cards in Horsham, PA. It's about 15 minutes away from my house. Steve, he's an old timer in a hobby, been collecting forever. And, older guy, runs a small shop, got everything you can imagine in there. Does auctions for all the like local collectors. And, I think he's a huge asset to the hobby. Super honest, super fair, always making deals with people who come into the store. Has a lot of wax, a lot of vintage cards, some modern cards. And if you're ever in the Philly area, check out Knuckleball Sports Cards in Horsham, PA.
That's awesome. Yeah. Do they have an Instagram too?
He's an old timer, so
Maybe not.
he's not in the Instagram, but he does have a Facebook.
Okay.
He does have a Facebook.
Of course.
He does have a Facebook.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and
All
he has a
right.
great team. They're all older collectors. And every time I go there, I learn something new. And, a lot of guys that he grew up with because he played football back in the day for Alany High School. And a lot of guys who come in, they all talk about their glory days, and we have some great conversations. And it's just a good time. It's a good time.
It's awesome. It's great. I guess for me, it's kind of a hard question because there's so many amazing local card shops out there, whether it be, nearby or even in the big cities that we're near. My biggest one would be Lucky Seven Cards in Austin, Texas. It's just a really great shop. It's big, it's clean. He's got great cases, lots of vintage, lots of really good, wax. It's a cool shop, and I love the trade nights. The trade nights are always packed, lots of snacks and pizza and people and networking and just a lot of fun. He does a lot of contests, y'all know kind of what trade nights like, but
Yeah.
it's about a 40-minute drive for me, but it's worth it, and it's so fun. I think it's so important for us to support our local card shops, kind of venture out a little bit and just see, because there's so many little hidden gems out there that maybe are more of like a mom and pop type thing that aren't as big, but still just as important.
Yeah.
And the cool stuff that we can find there or even bring people to, I think, we got to kind of step it up and try to show support for all of these places. You know what I mean? Yeah. What about you, FD? What you got?
I wanted to give a shout out to, I know a lot of people come to LA and talk about Burbank. Burbank is the bomb. Also, a place in Burbank is called the LA Sports Card Store. There they have TCG, every major sport. They have a good selection of of soccer. They also have live signings where they invite athletes in to do a signing. Robert Horry has been there from the LA Lakers and several other athletes. A good thing they do is that they frame jerseys. So if you have an autographed jersey that you want framed, they'll do that for you. They have a framer there. And they also sell jerseys that are unframed, that are not framed, from like Upper Deck or authorized dealers. So it's a great shop. You can go in there and learn a lot. You can have conversations. There are 3 owners. I talk to them all the time. And they also are part of the community. So you'll see them at shows. You'll see them out and about. They go to Del Mar. I've seen them at the Burbank Card Show. You see them all the time. So LA Sports Cards, right down the street from them, there's a comic book store as well.
Wow.
So I just want to look at the chats. Dr. Slab said cardboard. The Slab doctor said cardboard history. Detroit made Marie. Can I rap? Because I rap. I'm 12. Okay, maybe we'll have you on for you to drop some bars one day.
I want to hear bars.
Right.
The Slab doctor said, what's the subgrades? I think he's talking about my Beckett. So the 9 is centering. The edges, centering is the 9. Edges is a 10. Corners is a 9.5. And surface is a 9. Yeah. And then he said, have a great night. We appreciate you for tuning in. Whip Rip said, lucky 7.
Yeah, Lucky 7 in Austin.
And Nighthawk 7178 said BBCE is my pick store.
Little shout out there.
And then we got Peter _G_E. He said hello. What's up, Peter? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Shout out to everybody who was tuning in tonight. We had a bunch of people come in. Really appreciate y'all tuning in and enjoying the hobby experience from 3 different perspectives.
That's great. So something that I kind of wanted to bring up, our final thoughts, we try to answer a burning hobby question or Main Street topic, but something that's just kind of fresh on my brain right now would be maybe some tips for going to card shows. So like today when I walked in, one thing I noticed is bad internet, and I'm not sure if it's everywhere in any convention center unless you have a hotel room. Sometimes you might have some sketchy Wi-Fi or your phone's not working, and a lot of people try to use Cash App, they try to use PayPal or Venmo, but you can't do that if your phone doesn't work. So take cash. Not only can you negotiate a lot easier with cash because you've got cash in front of you and you'd be like, I've got cash. So, a lot of the vendors appreciate the cash, but you also may not have internet to be able to Venmo or PayPal. And, some of these guys just can't take a credit card. So, just so you're not embarrassed or frustrated, also kind of research beforehand what vendors are going to be there, maybe get an idea on who's there, what cards you're looking for, where you want to go, especially some of these larger shows like the Dallas Card Show. It's big and then little rooms everywhere, and you can get lost. So one big thing that the Sports Card Collector Chronicles told me and taught me, you know, when you're at the airport and you have to park your car and you're afraid you're going to lose your car, so you take a picture of like the sign G1, so you know when you come out of the airport in a week where your car is. Kind of the same concept, which I actually utilized today when I told somebody, hey, you know what, let me think about that card. Let me come back to that card maybe at the end of the day. So I could remember where that card was. I took a picture not only of the place that the card was, the card, and kind of the area. So like if there was a giant Pokemon somewhere, you know, right here.
Mhm.
That way, when I said, okay, it's the end of the day, where did I see that card? I want to go back and get it. I was able to look at my phone, find where it was real easy, and go get that card. So those are my thoughts. Anybody else have any kind of pointers or ideas when you go to the shows?
I'll let you close us out, FD, but I'll go. I think for me, the thing that the best tip that I can give anyone, it's the R word. We throw it around a lot. Relationships, relationships, relationships. Whenever I go to any card show, before I approach any table, I literally just walk the whole room. I walk up every aisle, every which way, and in those walks, you begin to see the people that remember you and you remember them, and the laughs, the smiles, the conversations. And that's when you start looking at cards, and then that's when the magic happens. So
Right.
relationships, relationships. Before you step foot in the card show, before you go up to the first table and get lost in all the nostalgia and spend all the money in your bank account, just walk the room, breathe the air, take in the moment, and enjoy the people, and just take it all in, and then let the fun begin. So that's my tip. Relationships, relationships, and
Good
walk the
one.
room.
It's a good one. Yeah. What about you, FD?
Even before I get there, it's a foundational thing to me to just do research and kind of know what I'm looking for. I'm always checking comps. I'm a different comp. I may be different. I don't know. I do research probably every day of the week. I'm looking at something in some format, either it's comps, particular cards, or checking out highlights of a game, or what's the interview. How is Ja talking in that interview tonight? Whatever it may be, I'm looking at it. And that sets my foundation for when I walk in a show. Then I'm going to do what Sam just talked about. I'm on my work is to walk the entire show and to try to quickly, almost like the Terminator. You saw the movie The Terminator. when he walks in and he's scanning and he can tell who is who and what is what. So I walk up to a table and I start scanning what's on that table. But I always try to talk to the person that's behind the table if they don't have anything that I'm interested in. And then I'm on the move. I got to make my time as efficient as possible. But just the foundational work, I think people sometimes forget about really putting in the work on before they get into a show. That's going to help you with your negotiation. If you want to negotiate something, help you understand, are you looking at the right card? Because the card Sam showed earlier tonight, there's a refractive version of that. So you may be looking at one card thinking you're looking at another card.
Right.
Just make sure you know what you're looking at, what you're looking for, who are the players that are really interested in you. And I'm not a big fan of people talking me into what I'm buying or who I should be buying. I like to decide that myself.
Yeah.
I agree.
So-
I agree. Sasha said have a plan and stick to it.
Sasha, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Man. That's
Yeah.
it.
I have ADHD, so I get very distracted by pretty things, and I get pulled away. And Sasha really is kind of my guide a lot of times to, get rid of my distraction and be like, okay, we have a plan, stick to it. And that I agree. That needs to happen. Otherwise you will.
Nighthawk,
Especially some of these other places.
Nighthawk 7178 said, "Who's going to Cleveland for Nationals this year?" I'm planning.
won't be
I'm
there.
actually
I'm
excited.
planning.
I want to try to go because there's a lot of people and kind of we're talking about the shows and networking. I really want to go meet some people that are on my bucket list to meet.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be
I
there.
think that would be my main goal is go network.
Yep.
Really go see people. I want to add people to my hobby family in person. Yes.
I won't be there. I plan to be in Chicago.
I will be in Chicago for sure, yeah.
So we at 9:50.
Look at
Jenny,
that.
you are our host for the week.
It's
we
because
had
I
a bomb
talk
You
really
got the
fast.
final
I talk
word,
fast.
Jenny. You got the
host
final
was
word of
great.
the night. Anything you want to close us out with? Once again, we appreciate everybody who came into the room tonight.
Really
Everybody
good.
who commented, showed us some love. We really appreciate it.
Yanks
Again, this,
chick, want to give her a
yeah,
shout out.
Yes. Thank you to our amazing guest, Suze. It was great. She did me proud. She did amazing. Great first guest. And don't forget, we're going to put out that
go
cardboard
vote.
battle
Go vote.
soon.
It's over
So make
before
sure
it
y'all vote.
started. Really.
Go
It's really
Look
vote.
over
for
before
it.
it started.
We
I'm
do have
nervous.
Instagram now.
FD, that's a big
Yep.
card. I'm nervous.
It is. It is. Yes. We shall see.
Future
But
MVP. Future
But
MVP.
that vintage, man, that Jackie Robinson. I got a
Oh,
raw
it's
version
nice.
of
That
that, man. That's
Jackie's
a
nice.
beautiful card, man.
Yeah.
yeah, we actually
Woo.
got it wrong. We had it
You
graded.
pull you
So.
pulling on my heartstrings for that. I might just vote for you.
Aw.
Woo.
Well, thank you, everybody. This was great. Thank you, boys. This was amazing. I appreciate everybody, and I can't wait for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes.
Every other week, cardboard show.
See y'all at the next one.
Bye, everybody.
Girl power.
Yes,
Woo!
sir. Girl power.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.